Listen carefully because what I am about to tell you will shake the way you look at your own pocket change forever. People are out here wasting time scrolling and ignoring coin that could literally change their financial future, and today we are driving into the most valuable top 3 1-cent United States of America in copper condition. Yes, copper, one rare coin that collectors are fighting over. These are not just coin, these are hidden assets. Silent money sitting in drawers, and the shocking part is, many of you already have them and do not even realize it. Let me start with me first coin. The 2007 1-cent coin is part of the modern Lincoln cent series, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back, for that year. These coins were produced in massive quantities at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, meaning most examples are extremely common. In everyday condition, a 2007 penny is still worth just 1 cent. However, coin collecting isn't about the ordinary, it's about the rare exceptions hiding among millions of identical pieces. What transforms an ordinary coin into something extraordinary is rarity combined with demand. In rare cases, a coin might have a minting error, something that went wrong during production. These errors can include off-center strikes, double impressions, or missing design elements. If a 2007 penny were discovered with a dramatic and verifiable mint error, its value could rise significantly, sometimes into hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on how unusual and well-preserved it is. Condition is another powerful factor. Coins are graded on a scale that ranges from heavily worn to perfect mint state. A 2007 penny that has never been circulated and remains in flawless condition, what collectors call mint state, can be worth more than face value, though still typically modest amounts. The difference between a scratched coin and a pristine one can mean the difference between worthlessness and collectability. Now, the stories you may have heard about pennies worth millions usually come from entirely different coins, often from earlier periods. For example, certain rare coins from the early 20th century or earlier have sold for millions due to extremely limited production, historical significance, or unique errors. These are not typical circulation coins from modern years like 2007, but they fuel the imagination and keep treasure hunt dreams alive. There is also the psychological side of coin collecting. The idea that something small and overlooked, a single penny, could hold life-changing value is deeply compelling. It turns everyday objects into potential treasures. That's why people check their change, search through old jars, and examine coins closely under bright light, hoping to find something unusual that others have missed. If you truly want to evaluate a 2007 penny, the first step is careful inspection. Look for anything unusual, doubling in the letters, strange alignment, missing features, or differences in color or metal. These clues might indicate an error coin. Even then, authenticity is critical. Many supposed rare coins turn out to be ordinary once examined by experts. Professional grading services play a key role in determining real value. These organizations examine coins under strict standards and assign them a grade and certification. Without that verification, even a genuinely unusual coin may not command serious attention in the market. Collectors and buyers rely heavily on trusted grading to avoid fraud or exaggeration. Another important reality is that value depends on buyers. A coin is only worth what someone is willing to pay. Even rare coins don't automatically sell for huge sums. They require the right auction, the right audience, and the right timing. This is why stories of million-dollar coins are rare and often tied to historic pieces, not modern pocket change. The modern coin market is also highly informed. With millions of collectors and dealers worldwide, it's very difficult for a valuable coin to go unnoticed for long. That doesn't mean discoveries never happen, but they are the exception, not the rule. Most valuable finds come from careful study, patience, and sometimes pure luck. It's also worth noting that misinformation spreads quickly, especially online. Claims that a common coin can instantly make you rich are often exaggerated or completely false. These stories capture attention, but they can lead people to unrealistic expectations. A smarter approach is to learn the real characteristics of valuable coins and build knowledge over time. Still, there is something exciting about holding a coin and wondering about its hidden story. Even if your 2007 penny isn't worth millions, it is still part of a long history of American currency. Every coin passes through countless hands, carrying small pieces of everyday life with it. That alone gives it a kind of quiet value beyond money. If you're serious about coin collecting, the best path forward is education. Learn about mint marks, error types, grading systems, and historical series. Over time, you'll develop the ability to spot coins that stand out, and that skill is far more valuable than chasing viral claims. You might also consider building a small collection. Start with coins that interest you, even if they aren't rare. Over time, you'll gain experience, and you might come across something genuinely unusual. Collecting becomes less about sudden wealth and more about discovery and appreciation. So while a 2007 1-cent coin is unlikely to change your life financially, it can still spark curiosity, learning, and even a rewarding hobby. The real fortune in coin collecting often comes not from a single lucky find, but from the knowledge and passion you build along the way. And if you ever do come across something that looks truly different, don't rush to sell it or believe extreme claims. Take your time, get it evaluated, and understand what you have. That careful approach is what separates a hopeful guess from a real discovery. The 2015 1-cent coin, minted in Denver, carries the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln, a symbol that has defined the American penny for generations. At first glance, it may look like just another ordinary coin, something you might overlook without a second thought. But in the world of coin collecting, appearances can be deceiving, and even the simplest coin can hold secrets. What makes a 2015 penny truly interesting is not its face value, but the possibility of rare minting errors. During the high-speed production process, small mistakes can occur, mistakes that most people would never notice, but collectors actively search for. These errors can include doubled letters, off-center strikes, or unusual markings that instantly set a coin apart from millions of others. Imagine holding a coin where the date or lettering appears slightly duplicated, almost like a shadow. This is known as a double die error, and while subtle, it can significantly increase a coin's value. The rarer and clearer the error, the more desirable the coin becomes in the eyes of collectors. Another fascinating possibility is an off-center strike, where the design is not perfectly aligned. Instead of a balanced image, part of the coin may appear shifted, creating a unique and unusual look. These kinds of coins are rare, and rarity is one of the strongest drivers of value in the collecting world. Condition plays an equally important role. A 2015 penny that has never been circulated, with its original shine and no visible wear, can be far more valuable than one that has been used in daily transactions. Collectors often seek coins in mint state, where every detail is crisp and untouched. The small D mint mark on the coin is another detail that matters. It tells you the coin was produced in Denver, and while millions were made there, certain variations or error coins from this mint can still become valuable over time. It's not just about where the coin was made, it's about how unique that specific piece is. Here's where the real excitement builds. Most people don't check their coins carefully. They spend them without a second thought, never realizing that a rare variation could be sitting right in their hands. This creates an opportunity for those who pay attention, who take the time to inspect even the smallest details. However, it's important to stay realistic. Not every 2015 penny is worth a fortune, and claims of millions of dollars should be taken with caution. The true value depends on rarity, condition, and demand. Without those factors, a coin remains just a coin. Still, the idea of hidden value keeps collectors engaged. It turns an everyday object into a mystery waiting to be solved. Each coin becomes a question. Could this be the one that stands out from the rest? The market for coins is driven by collectors who are passionate about history, detail, and rarity. When a unique coin appears, especially one with a clear and desirable error, it can quickly gain attention and increase in value. This is how ordinary coins sometimes become extraordinary. There is also a psychological thrill involved. The possibility that something so small and common could hold unexpected value is what draws people into the world of coin collecting. It's not just about money, it's about discovery and curiosity. If you ever come across a 2015 penny that looks unusual, the smartest move is to take a closer look. Use a magnifying glass, compare it with normal coins, and if something truly stands out, consider getting it checked by an expert. Small details can make a big difference. The biggest mistake is ignoring coins completely or blindly believing that every coin is valuable. The truth lies in observation and knowledge. Once you understand what to look for, your perspective changes, and every coin becomes a potential find. In the end, the 2015 1-cent coin is not just about its 1-cent value. It represents possibility, the chance that something ordinary could become special under the right conditions. While it may not make you a billionaire overnight, it can certainly open the door to a fascinating world where even the smallest details matter. The 2016 1-cent coin from the United States features Abraham Lincoln, a design that has remained iconic for generations. At first glance, it looks just like any other modern penny you might find in your pocket. But collectors don't just look at the design, they look deeper, focusing on condition, mint marks, and tiny imperfections that most people would ignore. Now here's where things get interesting. Coins are produced in massive quantities, and during this process, small mistakes can happen. These mistakes are known as mint errors, and they are one of the biggest reasons why a coin like a 2016 penny can suddenly become valuable. A tiny doubling in the letters, an off-center strike, or even a crack in the die can turn a 1-cent coin into something worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Condition is another game changer. A 2016 penny that has never been used in circulation, what collectors call mint state, can be worth far more than a worn-out coin. The shinier, cleaner, and more flawless the coin is, the higher its potential value. Some collectors are willing to pay a premium just to own a perfectly preserved piece. There are also different mint locations to consider. The 2016 penny was produced in multiple mints, including Philadelphia and Denver. Coins from these mints carry small marks, like D for Denver, and sometimes one version becomes more desirable than the other depending on rarity and demand. These small details can make a big difference in price. What truly drives value in the coin world is rarity combined with demand. If a specific version of the 2016 penny has a rare error and collectors are actively searching for it, the price can rise quickly. This is how ordinary coins slowly gain attention and eventually become prized collectibles. But here's an important truth. Most 2016 pennies are still worth just 1 cent. The million-dollar dream only applies to extremely rare situations, and even then, those coins usually have something very unique about them. So instead of chasing unrealistic expectations, the smart approach is to learn what to look for. Collectors often use magnifying glasses or microscopes to inspect coins closely. They examine the date, lettering, and edges for anything unusual. Even the smallest detail, like a slightly doubled number or a misaligned design, can be the key to discovering hidden value. Another factor that adds excitement is the idea of hidden treasures. Many valuable coins are still out there, sitting unnoticed in jars, drawers, or everyday transactions. People spend them without realizing their potential, and that's why coin hunting remains so thrilling. The story of coin collecting is not just about money, it's about discovery. Every coin has a journey, and sometimes that journey includes a mistake that turns it into something rare. The 2016 penny may not be famous yet, but under the right conditions, it can still surprise you. It's also worth understanding that the coin market changes over time. A coin that is not very valuable today could become more desirable in the future as collectors shift their focus. Patience plays a big role in this game, and those who hold on to interesting coins often benefit later. If you ever think you found a rare 2016 penny, the best step is to have it checked by a professional or compare it with known error types. Authentication is important because many coins may look unusual but are actually common variations. The biggest mistake people make is either ignoring their coins completely or believing every coin is worth a fortune. The truth lies somewhere in between. Knowledge is what separates a regular coin from a valuable one, and once you understand that, you start seeing coins differently. Your everyday pocket change can become a source of curiosity and even profit if you pay attention. Instead of spending every coin without a second thought, take a moment to look at it. You never know what small detail might be hiding in plain sight. In the end, the 2016 1-cent coin is not just about its face value, it's about the possibility. The possibility that something ordinary could become extraordinary. And while not every coin will change your life overnight, the thrill of the search and the chance of finding something rare is what keeps collectors going.